raising your children?
Now, raising them, well, it was just, they had to go by bus, and I wouldn't see them until, let's go, unless, in between times, if they ever wanted to see me at school, I would go, like, for something like PTAs or something like that, I'd have that. But I never had any, uh,
What's the best thing about children, and what's the
Bless
most frustrating?
well, gee, we had, my husband too, we had to live here and have, they always had nice winters out here because the fields would flood and they skated and slid and the kids from school could come out here and play football with Ronnie and the boys across the street. Demler would have it all cut, the nice, no stones, no rocks in the land out here. It was ideal. So his buddies, Dr. Turecki was a young fellow. He'd come out. He had work last. He couldn't play, but he used to come out and sit on his bike and watch those kids kick the footballs around over there. That was lots of fun. Boys had the fields and the skating. They had lots of skating. The kids all had skates and had spent the winters like that. And then we always took the kids somewhere during summer. We went out to Lake Erie or, I forget, we even bought a lot of camping outfit and everything, but by that time, Mary never liked anything like that. She didn't like camping or anything, so she was 16. But those years before that, we went and had a little cottage out in Barcelona. We'd go to Barcelona for a week or so with friends of ours too. They'd take a cottage out there, and that was something we looked forward to.
Speaking about travel, what would you say has been your greatest adventure thus far?
You mean traveling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think going to Maine, maybe that was
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And was this a vacation, or was this?
Well, yeah, we discovered that place in Maine because we went north. We had gone a couple times up quite a ways north. I don't know what you call it. North Bay. North Bay was about the furthest north we had ever gone one summer. Then we decided from there, we would use maps and just plan over the winter where we were going. Well, it was a highway, I forget the name of it, that led from St. Andy Beaupre's over to the Atlantic Ocean. Let's take that route and see what was over there. Get a cottage over there, and we did. So we just so that's where we spent quite a few of our summers after that, because the kids wanted to go back to the ocean. All they liked it.
When did you own your first car, Grant?
1951, we bought a Chevy. It was a beautiful car. They had chrome, but the whole front was all chrome and everything. You felt like you were, they were nice.
Now, did most families have a car at this age, at this time?
I don't know if everybody did, but we did because what had happened, Buffalo Bolt had closed down, I guess, I can't remember which year, 51. This was late in the 40s, there was a recession, they closed down, and Lou turned in his insurance, and everything wasn't going back there anymore. And he made a switch there. He went to Tabor's Instrument after that for a little while, but forget just how that happened. Because he had been a mechanic over there, when he went to apply at Tabor's, they made a foreman of him in no time because of machine, things that he was used to. So he became a foreman there, and things were going real good. But of course, those were because we were recovering from war years. But Buffalo Bolt suffered, they were changing over. A lot of changing over from steel and the new things that were coming out. You don't find much metal bolts and stuff like they used to have.
Can you recall what the cost was of this first car?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, we didn't even worry about it, because what he had done was he put there and he opened a gas station on the corner of Niagara and Fillmore Avenue in Tonawanda, and he made out real good. He was a mechanic and he did real good, and it paid us to, oh, he had to take his insurance money and stuff out of the Buffalo Boat to open that and get a bond to bond himself with the Amico people. And
How about your first television? When did you have that?
we had a television early. We, because he went in the places, we were sitting out here, and a friend of ours sold televisions. He was in the television business, a friend of mine. And he sends them out here to install a TV. So he puts in a TV out here, and I can remember Maureen walking across that one day with the rabbit ears. She's only 3 or 4 years old, and I come in here one day and she's walking, because she had seen him, she'd saw everything, and she could do everything. There were a lot of things she could go over and run that TV like you wouldn't believe. But anyhow, that I forgot. See, you're bringing me back through all those years that I had almost forgot about.
How about if we switch to some of your interests, Graham,
My,
in hobbies, in what you like to do
I like
for fun?
sewing. I took up sewing. Oh, I got a machine right, well, there was one where I lived when we were first married in our rooms, and I just got books and learned, picked up show and learned how, and went to the library and got books and taught myself a lot of things like that. I loved sewing. I made all our clothes that I could. Rompers and things for the babies and children, and Ronnie, little overalls. And until you had to have real boy clothes. But I made all of our dresses, aprons, and clothes that I could, underclothing, petticoats. I love that. So that was my biggest interest, that. And I don't know much of a hobby. I didn't have much hobby or anything.
Well, that's a hobby, sewing.
Most of it, yeah. That used a lot of my time. Always.
How about your life as a grandparent? What is it like?
Well, that has been very, very rewarding and pleasurable, because I had ups and downs. I had sadness happen, and then a baby born, and that's, I kind of forget when all these things. I regretted that we didn't have Lou here to share all that, but now I guess I don't worry about that too much, because I think that they know more than we do about a lot of things, and maybe it's the way the Lord works. They wanted for us, they wanted things best for us. And see, I had Ronnie too. That happened, and I didn't like that to happen. I thought things were too well mixed up there, because I was supposed to live longer than my children. See, from the experience of my mother. And I didn't want that to happen, and leave my children. No way did I want that to happen to my children. And it didn't, but I forgot to say thanks for that. I just accepted everything the way it all came about. Until you get many years older, and the children all came, see, the grandchildren, had 11 of them. I'm trying to think how many of them we had when Dad died. I'd have to sit down and look at my figures.
And how did Grandpa pass away? In what year was it?
And October 2nd, 1970. But Ron had died in 1962, see. So I had him with me for those years, but he died, and then I was alone after that. After 1970, I've been alone. 26 years I've been taking care of this place the best I can.
Well, I think you did quite well,
Yeah.
Graham. What's been your greatest accomplishment this far?
Well, I'd have to think that would be it, that I could hang in here. I'm like that. I kind of like, I remember this place when it was just an empty field, and Lou dug this cellar by hand and put in that trailer. We used to go with him, and he'd drag the trailer, and he'd load up, or he'd find out somebody had some fill, or somebody had some cinders or something for the driveway. And he did all that. He picked up, so he would shovel that. We'd help him. Maybe we got a bushel of it shoveled in or something. All these, but things like that. And then too, we had two people come out here and joined us out here. Frank Scott that worked with Louie. He he saw us come out here and not be afraid to have no sewers. We had no sewer. We had to have some septic tank. And Frank used to look at this when he went by and never had, and he'd stop and watch, and pretty soon they bought a couple. They left us just a short ways here. And then at the same time, well, Frank did like we did, kind of did it on his own. We were our own, bought this, that, and next thing, did our own buying, and who we were gonna have build it, and the people next door, he was a foreman from at Jerez, Bob Gleason and his wife, and they only had one little boy, and they built and wanted to live right next door to us, so they did that. So we sat out here all during the war. 1941 we built in the spring here, and then war broke out. Oh, that was something. Stuck out here without any fuss. Oh, that was something terrible. But
What was the most important thing in your life right now?
right now, well, it has to be that my health, my good health that I have,
And you're working still.
and that I'm still working. I love being with the children that I am. That's a rewarding thing. That is a big reward, that not having grandparents, I didn't have grandparents, but that I became grandparents. Not only that, but I'm a public grandparent to hundreds of kids. Being with the kids at school was something. The high school kids at first was a specialty. That was special, that I could go to work and be with the young. Father Cruz was the one that put me to doing that, because I didn't know that my boss had asked him, you know how you put references down, your character and organization. The only organization I belonged to was St. Albert's. So I put him down, and then I put down Catherine Moran as a reference. How did I know that? Well, I just knew her. I can't remember how surprised she was one day when she found out that I had put her down for some reason on an application, because she and Mary Lou weren't even going together, But anyhow, that was it. She went questioning around for your reputation and whether you were clean enough to work in the kitchen. You had to have someone. So I had them good references.
What are the most important things you've learned about life?
Oh, I think early love and home life for the children. I never repent of not going out to work. I didn't go out to work until my two youngest were gone all day to school and I could manage myself. In I forget what years those were. Those in 50. Between 52 and 55. Now and then I worked a little bit and we got good money. And I like that kind of work that I did at Wurlitzer's. All organs and music was coming into being, and I hired 2,400 people. 22 to 2,400 people. And they worked in the dry room. I liked that. I worked in the dry room. We were making, what was the coming thing, what are they called, walkie-talkie and stuff like that were coming into being. They did a lot of government work, and I really liked that. I had some nice jobs and made good money. But 1955, I put my application in, I guess, to work orders. I never heard any more about it. And then they laid off and on and off and on. And so I never went back to work out at Buffalo. I stayed home. And they called me in 1962, right after Ronnie died, to come to high school. That's when I was referred to, when Father Cruiser told me to take the job. He says, that's good for you. You'll be with the kids and young kids.
And what role does religion play in your life?
Oh, that played big, not big, yeah. Oh, yeah, because, I've never been able to hold,
Okay, Graham, we're nearing the end of the interview, and next part is about advice you have for the future generations of your family. First, what advice do you have for your great-grandchildren in the area of getting an education?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gee, I'm so proud of all of you being interested in your young children, wanting to know each other well, be taken care of, keep them in the home, you know, let them love one another, don't ever let them fight with each other. Oh, they will, I know that's not asking for miracles, but I mean, make sure when you settle the arguments and fights among them, that it's done fair as you can, and you're all educated and smart. There I give a lot of thanks to the Lord that we've got them.
How about choosing and managing their careers?
Oh, I think that's advice and counsel. Make sure you go to school, keep close to them at school. Keep close to their counselors at school.
And what advice do you have to your grandkids about the use of money?
I like them always to learn to save a little. Never spend all they get. If somebody gives them $1, put half of it away. Don't always put some away for a rainy day. I don't know what might come up, but put some away. And start them a little bank account early, and I like that, and I've seen where it happens. Because in my class, I've got a couple little boys and girls that they got a bank account from when they were little, and they do those things. And every dollar my kids ever got, that went in the bank. I don't know. Every one of them had a little bit of something of their own, that they always had money given them. I never let them spend that money. But when they went out to work and earned their own money, I would just advise, don't spend it all. But Maureen, she couldn't save it all either. She had trouble. Oh, I'll never forget. Oh, I had to laugh at her. One day she spent a whole week ahead of time her money because, forget how she did it. She took a vacation. She was working at the telephone company, and she took her vacation when it came. And then they held up your check or something until, you come back. She wouldn't be there for payday, so they held it. So when she went back and got that, she went out and bought every one of us something. Your dad. Dad got a drill, some kind of drill. We got a house all bought now and paid for, and we got everything. He needed a drill. He never had one, but she bought him a little electric drill. She bought me an electric iron, and Mary knew, and everybody something. She bought something. She blew on that paycheck, So, she was happy, but she was delighted.
What about your advice to your great-grandkids concerning love and marriage?
Oh, that I would, gotta stay out of that. I'm a great one for seeing them. Watch them, don't ever let them pick up with anybody. Watch them as good as you can, and I never interfere, but be very careful about letting them come. You wanna see them and get to know them and their friends. Let them come home. Let them bring their friends in. From the time they're, whenever they want to bring friends, from the time they're 6, 7, and then you won't have any trouble with them, I don't think. I don't know.
Okay, Graham, all the future generations of our family will probably watch this tape.
Oh, Godfrey.
Since you have the opportunity right now, what personal message would you like to give them?
Oh, gee, what personal message, idolize their parents. You're all my grandchildren, and they are my great-grandchildren. I'm very proud of that, and I'm happy to say that I think they're all been placed up to now, and they're all little and young, and I'm proud of the work you parents are doing, bringing them up, and I hope it continues always in that pattern, in that same, that just always, I like it that you don't just hire anybody to come in and take care of your babies and children. And I think that's good. Because I see too many things. I'm with children that have bad problems because of things. I can see if I talk with them, or if they come to talk to me. And I can see a lot of things that they lack, and I'm grateful that my children don't have those things, but I'm talking about 7-year-olds, see? So.
Okay, we're at the end of our interview. Is there anything you'd like to add or say to complete things and take as much time as you like?
Just always, I have to thank God for a good many blessings that I've had, and I'm glad, I hope for them, I hope for the best for them, and that they will always find room in their hearts to, but to thank God, to find out about Him, find all about Him and their patron saints that you can. He's got a great patron saint, Danny. I read that, and that's one of the first things I looked up, and I couldn't find Evan, would you say Evan? Evan. Evan, I looked up all of them, but Michael, yeah, I find Michael, and there's Michael the Archangel there, and things, I always find it, and so I have my own little ways of, I hope, sometimes I write it down.
Well, thank you very much, Graham. That concludes our interview, and I appreciate it.
I get talking so much, my God, it's 9 o'clock today, or but it's hard. It's funny how many things that